So starting the test drive in this Tundra TRD off-road, the twin turbo V6, I love the pull you get here. Doesn't give as much exhilaration as the iForce Max, but still very quick truck. Now when it comes to the drivability, this feels big, but it doesn't maneuver as big as you would think, if that makes sense. It's a full-size Tundra. The Tundra, since they got their redesign in 2007, they just always had that huge, almost Hummer-esque feel when you're driving them down the road. They just feel wide, they feel long, they feel big. But this feels more refined, more controlled than the outgoing model. It might just be because there's not a 6-speed automatic and a 5.7 V8, but I just feel like it's a bit more agile. Now, one thing I do like about this truck, and I say it all the time, the center stack here is just, they did a really good job with it, putting the nice big screen there, but it's not taking up the entire dash. You still have your buttons and your knobs, all of your controls there, and then even space for your phones and the shifter. But it's just, it's an easy truck to drive. Now with the twin turbo V6, you get 17 miles per gallon city, 22 highway, which is actually pretty good for something like this. The highway fuel economy is what impresses me, because I just drove an iForce Max TRD Pro, and that was only rated for 20 miles per gallon on the highway, but you got 1 more mile per gallon city. So I just found that kind of weird. Of course, that truck does feel quicker, but you would expect to get better fuel economy on both ends with a hybrid powertrain. But the iForce Max, that's really not why that was made a hybrid. That was made a hybrid for the extra power. That's why you get a ton more torque. I think it might be 100 more pound-feet of torque in the iForce Max than you get here with just the standard iForce engine. Now for the sticker price on this, I will say the TRD Pro I drove was only $8 more, but that had a power sunroof, panoramic sunroof, heated cooled seats, not just heated, had the digital gauge cluster here, had the bigger engine, and it felt more luxurious than this TRD Off-Road Premium. Now, that being said, the TRD Pro is meant to be a Mac Daddy. That's why it's bringing up almost 80 grand on the sticker, as opposed to this one that's not even cracking 70. But if I'm already paying 70 grand for a truck, me personally, I would just go for the TRD Pro. But, you know, people have their preferences. Some of the stuff on the TRD Pro might be a bit much for someone in this market, like the 18-inch BBS wheels on that. And this has a lot of other options that are pretty neat. So having that advanced tech package, the side steps, the, you know, bed liner, things of that nature. Now, all in all, I feel like the regular twin turbo V6 obviously has a lot less going on because it doesn't have a battery to deal with. It doesn't have an electric motor. It just feels more modern. It doesn't feel like a hybrid, and that can be one of two things. If you don't like hybrids and you don't like having to switch between gas and electric anyways, you'll like this better. But that extra power that you get with the iForce Max, you can feel that, and I'd rather have that, even if that drives more like a hybrid. But again, this is still plenty quick, and it does remind me of the Ford F-150 in that sense when you have that EcoBoost 3.5. Now I'm gonna take it on the interstate here in a minute. So I'm gonna put it into sport mode, try to give it a pull if I can. Not gonna thrash it, but I'm gonna give it something just to see if there's a big noticeable difference in terms of the pickup. Gonna give myself a little space here. Here we go. Whew. Yeah, still fantastic pull. It's just so quick. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the radar cruise and all that. Make sure everything is activated. And I'm gonna put it into the eco mode. Now the ride quality here is actually stellar, I think. It's a full-size truck, so I wouldn't expect anything different. And I also like how good the lane centering and radar cruise is. I have a Pacifica hybrid, and what that'll do is if I'm getting close, say a vehicle just got over to the side there, a lot of the times it'll just slam on the brake last minute. But here, as soon as it sensed that that truck got over on the lines, it went ahead and just kept going about its business. So it's a pretty impressive system nonetheless. Now I want to give one more thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And again, if you're looking to find the best price on one of these in your area, click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your info. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on one of these or any new vehicle you might be interested in. But I mean, it's a cool truck. It's a quick truck. It's easy to kind of get on the learning curve if you're used to, let's say you're trading in your 2014 Tundra, your 2008 Tundra, or even your 2020 Tundra. It's gonna be easy to get used to this. It still feels like a Tundra in all the best ways, other than having that big beefy V8. But this V6, you'll be impressed with how it feels when you put your foot to the floor. Just a quick truck and fun to drive. But I feel like it'll be a little less thirsty too. I know I had a V8 Tundra with a 5.7 and that thing would chug gas. But again, clean truck, fun truck. And here at John Roberts Toyota, not a bad price on a full-size pickup. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Toyota Tundra TRD Off-Road Premium.